A lot of people like to move this up high. The reason people move it and put it in the chest is they're trying to avoid getting the knees pinned together. So what a lot of times, if I'm playing low, he'll reach through his arm through and he's gonna grab my collar. He'll pull the collar tight, and then he can sprawl and circle out of my half guard. And so that's one reason that people don't play their knee shield low. But I'm gonna teach you to play your knee shield low today. Right now, he can come in, hug my neck, all of that. And I have to basically fight to keep my frames inside to stop him from cross-facing me, stop him from getting the under. It's gonna make it difficult for him to reach my head. Basically, I'm using the structure of my body to block here. I find using my knee right in the hip is actually, for me, one of the strongest knee shields I have and one of the hardest for him. One of the big mistakes is people use their shin. And then if somebody leans in, you have to push back to make space. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my kneecap and I'm gonna slide it down and I'm gonna rest my kneecap right in the cavity in front of their hip bone. Once I have that, I'm actually gonna cross my feet and I'm gonna lock it here. Now the majority of what I'm doing now is, if I wanna be close now, I'm hinging at the hips. I can come in close and start attacking like his arms. If he tries to grab my head or grab my collar, I can hinge and make space, make it almost impossible for him to get closer to me. And I'm using one of the strongest bones in the body to keep space. I don't have to do a lot of pushing, and I don't have to be quite as active as I would have to be if I had a high knee shield. I want to talk about how to avoid that pass I was talking about. We can't really stop him from weaving his arm, okay? But if he tries to pass without controlling the upper body in some way, it's really easy for me to just sit up and put him back in the boat. He's gonna have to control here. Now again, because I have the knee shield here and I have the hinge here, even if he gets the grip and he starts to pull on it, I have my back. I'm gonna go 2-on-1. I use my back and I put tension. It's hard for him to hold on. I can break the grip here. And without that grip, if he continues to pass, he's not gonna be close enough to actually flatten me. I can sit up, I can put him back in the guard really easy. So that's our first defense, killing that grip. Anytime they get that grip, if I'm in here fighting, I 2-on-1 on the sleeve, and I pop the grip. Second defense, if they get it tight, he starts to pull this elbow in tight to his body. Okay? The minute he does that, I'm gonna grab the collar on the near side. He's gonna start sprawling and I wanna get up on my elbow. So I'm folding as much as I can here, okay? Once he's out, I turn to my knees. Flatten me, and then I sit back to my guard. So go ahead, he has the grip, okay? He starts to pass, I get up on my elbow, turn to my knee. Now, he might try to go to my back here, but because of this grip, I can turn back in. So it's just a matter of getting up on your elbow. If you stay flat here, he's gonna pass. Here, I'll get up on my elbow, here, and here. Sit and face it. It's hard for him to hold on once my weight's on it. Go ahead and have our knee shield in the hip here, okay? And we're defending our collar. I mean, the other nice thing about this hinging is it makes it, now for him to reach, he has to reach really far. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find a grip, cross grip on this sleeve. And I'm gonna wanna break this grip, and I'm gonna grab a chunk of gi here. This is where we all get these bruises on the back of our, on the back of our triceps that we all end up with because we pinch each other. Sometimes I like to start up here and then slide down. We're gonna do it from this knee shield. So I'm gonna let the knee shield go, and I'm gonna put my foot on the mat, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna scoot under him. I'm gonna try and get the knot of my belt under the knot of his belt. So my knees are up. Bump him forward and turn. I'm gonna push his arm across as I'm coming up. And I'm gonna try to get behind his shoulder. I can even walk my foot up and clear my knee. I'm gonna hand this one across so I have a gift wrap position here. So I'm cross grip and I get the elbow grip. Here. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to clear this knee shield and I'm going to scoot under. So it's a reverse hip escape. I got to get deep underneath it. See how I kind of crunch forward? That allows me to clear this knee shield and scoot my hips all the way underneath his hips. I want to scoot so that my knees are pointed towards the ceiling. See, he's already leaning once my knees are up. Bump him over me a little bit and turn. As I come up, I want to keep pushing this arm as far across so that I can kind of get behind him. I can walk my foot up, clear my knee, I reach under his head and pass the arm. I can push on his elbow here. Movement is, I have the knee shield, and once I have the grips, I'm going to scoot underneath. Once I kind of crunch forward, I can clear that knee shield, and then all I do is I scoot my butt under him, boom, so that my knees are pointed up. As long as I keep this grip here, now I lever my knees sideways to fall. As he falls, I sit up and I push his arm.